and most of her poems, almost 1800 in number, were found after her death, courtesy to her sister Lavinia, and was published 4 years after her death. Emily Dickinson was born in Amherst in America. She was born in a well-to-do family. Her father was a person of political importance. She had an elder brother, Austin, and a sister, Lavinia. She had good relationship with them. She was a very caring person. She studied in Amherst College and later in Holyoke. So she was well versed. But after her education, she stopped coming out of her home. She became a reclusive person, detached from social life. Now, critics and historians try to find out the reasons behind her withdrawal. Well, it was generally opined that it was a choice, and most probably the conservative nature of her family and the Didin society when many adequate books are published barring the woman from lot of freedoms and other opportunities probably forced her to choose that kind of life. Now, she used to compose her poems very frequently and she used to communicate with her close friends through letters. And she had a literary guide, Higginson, and she used to write letters and receive letters from her friends, but she never or hardly came out of her home. So she was termed a myth, Amherst myth. After her death in 1886, her poems were given to the publisher by her sister Lavinia, and there are almost 1800 poems which were published in 1890. And the main subject matter of her poems was death, but it was portrayed not in a negative manner. She counted death as her lover. She believed that death is the end of physical entity, not the spiritual entity. So, in many of her poems, she dealt with the theme of death. She never married, she died unmarried, but in many of her poems, she talked about an imaginary lover and why she refused to live with him. So, there is a famous poem called I Cannot Live With Thee. But there are some peculiarities of her poetry. She did not use any punctuation marks in her poems. If we see the original manuscript, there are no punctuation marks except the dashes, and she used the capital letters arbitrarily, and she never titled her poem. So later, few punctuation marks are added by some editors. So now we have the poem with punctuation marks, but in original manuscript there are no punctuation marks. Now, in the poem, I cannot live with thee. It is a poem of 50 lines of 12 stanzas. The first 11 stanzas consist of 4 lines each, and the 12th stanza consists of 6 lines. Here, she, as if in a very rational way, presents her point of view why she cannot live with a lover. Now we can break the poem in five thematical parts. Now, first of all, she said that she cannot live with him. Secondly, she said she cannot die with him. Thirdly, she said she cannot rise with him. That means the resurrection cannot happen. And she cannot fall with him. That means she cannot get damned or sent to hell with him. And lastly, she came to the conclusion that it is better for them to live separately uh, with a distant communication, maybe leaving the door ajar. So, the first part of the poem deals with the theme that she cannot live with him. Now, she deals with this theme of wifehood with in another poem, I'm a wife, I have finished that. She does not want to be a showcase wife, a wife to be put in a shelf and forgotten, locked, snatched away with the other liberties and freedoms. She does not want to have a life like that. So she does not want to get married. Now she clearly states that her life after marriage would be like a beautiful porcelain, a, an utensil made of china clay, which looked beautiful, but it is inside, it is on a shelf and under lock and key. And the key is with the sexton. Now, sexton is a church functionary who keeps the key. So, by using that metaphor, she uh, used to mean that after her marriage, her life will come under some religious compulsion. She cannot have liberties of her own. So, she does not want to lead a life like that. She wants opportunity, she wants liberty, freedom, her own choices to make. So she said that she cannot live with her lover. Next, she said that she cannot die with him. Now the two persons cannot die together at the same time. So if her lover died early, she had to shut his gaze down. But she cannot live after that, after her lover's death. So she cannot tolerate her lover's death. It would be extremely painful for her. Now, her lover will get freezed and she will leave. Now, she cannot bear with it. So, she cannot die with him. And thirdly, she said that she cannot rise with him. Now, rise with him means cannot get the resurrection together. Now, it is a Christian belief that on the judgment day, the deads will come alive. Uh, they must see the face of Jesus. But she said that she loved, if she married, she will love her husband so deeply that it was his face that she will only behold, and even his face will bar her from seeing Jesus' face. So she cannot get the resurrection, she cannot rise. And in fourth part, she said that she cannot fall with him. She has no desire to go to any heaven or paradise. Um, her heaven or paradise is with her lover. So if he gets damned and sent to somewhere else, now without him, the any place would be like hell to her. So if she is already in hell, she cannot get damned. So she cannot go to him in hell, because without him, she is already in hell. So she decided that they should live separately with the door keeping ajar, half shut and half open, and there must be a despair, a sea of difference, an ocean of difference, and this despair will give her the white sustenance. Now, this white sustenance may be the purity, it may be the resources that she talks about in another poem, My Play at Riches. Now, this despair, she turns the negative feeling in a positive way. It gives her the impetus to write, to create something. So, she prefers to compose, to create her poems, to live in her own way and not give in to the so called married life. So she declared clearly to her lover that she cannot live with him. Thank you for listening.